Hi, friends. Welcome to this week's live tarot reading. So this week we are going to take a look at the cards to figure out what we can expect for this week, the energies. So a little bit of a quick introduction, how this will work. We're going to start by choosing cards for the zodiac signs. So if you are tuning into this after the live, you can click the link below to the chapter with your sun, moon, and rising signs. That will show you exactly what you need to know this week for those specifically. And then after that, we will have a collective reading. So everyone can watch that to figure out more energies happening this week. And then finally, I'm going to open the floor to any kind of readings. If anybody wants a reading open to the public for free, we're going to do that after. So let's take a look first at the energies for this week for Aries. So Aries, sun, moon, and rising. What can Aries, sun, moon, and rising expect for the week? Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Okay. All right. So Aries, let's take a look and see what Aries wants. Okay, I didn't post the correct thing for this, and that's okay. That's fine. I have the wrong thumbnail, so hopefully this finds the people that need it, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll change that after the fact. Okay, so let's take a look. Aries, what can you expect for the week? All right, I can't show fully this because of the art, but we got the Seven of Pentacles. So Aries, I think that you have been working very, very hard at something. And this week is going to be more energy towards putting in that work, right? So if you feel like you have to keep doing this thing where you're working over and over and over again, I'm sorry. That's kind of, sometimes that's about life, right? We have to keep working at it. So don't work too hard, right? I think that's an important message in this. You're not necessarily seeing the results yet, which is fine. They're going to come. They're going to come. So you have to have faith and you have to have trust and to keep putting in that work this week, Aries. Now you have the Death card as well. So there's a sense here as well for my Aries, sun, moon, and rising, that there's a sense of real transformation going on here. So there's some kind of ending happening in your life, a really, really big one. And this is some kind of like larger cyclical end point in your life. This doesn't necessarily mean actual death here. It usually refers to some kind of quite major change, major transformation. And sometimes it's a mental transformation. So it could be in the mind space. So there's something about you really ending a line of thinking this week, Aries, that's going to help bring you forward to a place of actually feeling as though maybe you can achieve these things that you've been working so hard at. Now, you also have the Six of Cups. So interesting, as there is endings happening, sometimes those real ending of a cycle, ending of a moment can really get us thinking about the past and get us thinking about memories of where things have come from, where we were once, and maybe even just how far we've come, how far we've grown. Something about this week, Aries, is going to remind you of the past and maybe some happy memories that have been forgotten. Somewhere along the journey, you've forgotten about certain aspects of what you appreciate and what you want and what you love. And so this week, some of those are going to pop back up into your mind, and we have horn outside for confirmation. So this really important, Aries, really tune into the love that exists in your childhood. Even if your childhood wasn't perfect, I don't know whose is, but some people have better ones than others. So take that for you. But even still, there is something about the wonder and loving kindness that exists in all children that you can tap into this week, and really you're being encouraged to do so. Finally, we have the Page of Pentacles. So there's a sense as well that this is actually going to be leading to this fulfillment. With that Seven of Pentacles, there's something about this week as you keep on putting in that work, like I was saying, that's actually going to come to fruition, or at least you're going to start to see some of those results. You're going to start to see what the fruition of the future looks like for you, and it's going to become more tangible and more real. So Aries, I hope that resonates with you. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. That was for Aries, sun, moon, and rising. We're going to move on to Taurus now. I'm going to shuffle the deck a little bit. So next up, we're going to be looking at Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What can my Taurus, sun, moon, and rising signs expect this week? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What can Taurus, sun, moon, and rising expect this week? We're going to take a deep dive into all of the zodiac signs. We just did Aries. We're going to move on to Taurus. You can backtrack the video if you're watching this live and you want to see Aries, but we're going to keep going. I can't take all of these, so okay, we're gonna take as many as we can. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect this week? You got the Hermit. So Taurus, there's a real sense of you doing the hermiting thing this week, right? It's so funny. Every time I tap into Taurus, Taurus is the quintessential homebody sign, and I do feel like there's a bit of that energy coming in here of just saying, don't put your energy out too much this week. There's something about really being a little bit more reserved and being okay with it, So really tuning into that Taurus energy this week and not feeling as though you have to be ashamed of that, right? There's something about this week where it's really important for you to get the rest, to take the time away, to take some alone time, because there's some powerful insights that want to come in based on the reflection that can happen by spending time on your own, spending time alone. So really take the time and the opportunity to do that this week. I think it's going to be really fruitful if you take that time. Now, we also have the Queen of Swords. So there is a sense of like really having a clear mindset coming, I think, from this alone energy. So sometimes too, she can like cut things out, cut people out. Sometimes she's seen as being cold, but she's not necessarily. It's just she's very clear-headed. And so there's a sense with this that taking some time away from everybody else's ideas and opinions is going to be very helpful for you, because I think it's going to help you clear your thoughts and have a better understanding. And by doing that, you are going to catapult yourself into this extreme stability with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is very sharing. She's very giving. So there's a sense too that if you take some time to be on your own a little bit here, which might seem selfish, the idea is that selfish moment, it's not even really all that selfish, but taking that time for yourself that's needed gives you the ability to build this kind of stability and catapult this stability into existence that you can then share with other people in the way that you really want to. So take the time this week to do that alone time, because it's going to bear fruit in a direction of you being able to share that stability with others in a really powerful way. Now you have the Knight of Swords. So there is some mental energy going on here. I think with that Queen of Swords as well, the mind is really being encouraged here. And it's funny too, I'll, as an aside real quick, we also have the Four of Swords, which is totally what I was tuning in with that Hermit. And I was thinking to myself, like, the Hermit isn't really a rest card, but I'm feeling resty energy, and you got the rest card. So there you go. Really, there is a sense of needing to take some time away, take some time on your own and rest it out a little bit so that you can come into this new mindset, because there really is movement in the mental sphere. So it's almost like earth and air are kind of our opposites. Obviously, you might have so many different kinds of signs in your chart. So it doesn't necessarily mean if your sun sign is in Taurus or your moon or your rising or whatever, that you don't have any air placements. But there is a sense when we just look at these elements, with the Taurus being the earth, sometimes the mind is not the wheelhouse there, right? And so that could be some of the challenging element because it's the opposite. And so with that, there is a sense here of really diving into the mind, though, and the importance of that, and how by embracing that homebody energy that exists within the Taurus system of being, that you do have the ability to tune into this powerful mental sphere as well, and that this is going to help you catalyze a new way of considering things that maybe you wouldn't have had in the past. And so this is an opportunity of being able to do that and taking that really fruitfully for yourself. So anyway, Taurus, I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, and we are going to move on. So after Taurus comes Gemini. We'll get to Gemini in just a moment. I'm just going to shuffle. So next up, we have Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you're just tuning in, we are going to be looking at the zodiac signs for your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, followed by a collective tarot reading. And then finally, we will do some open-ended readings. If you want one, I'll give you one. So Gemini, ooh, jumping right out today. Great. Gemini, what do you need to know? What do my Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings need to know this week? One more. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There it is. Wow. Okay, Gemini, you have the World card. So my Geminis, you're leveling up this week. This is an opportunity for you to gain new perspective, to gain a new insight, yeah, but also to change the position that you're in life. There's something where you've learned all that you could in this moment, and now you're graduating. This is a graduation celebration in some way. It could literally be graduating something if you're graduating a program or something like that, although we're in fall isn't traditionally graduation time, but it could be something like that for some of my Geminis, where you're coming to a culmination, and it's something to be celebrated. There's something about this sort of celebrating, moving on, moving up, moving beyond some of the things that you've been in the past, and taking that and catalyzing that into something really beautiful. So Gemini, there's really reason to celebrate here. You have the Four of Wands, which is the homecoming card. So there is a sense that, and you also have the Three of Wands, which I'm just being told to say right now. So, you got 3-4. So there's a bit of a stepping up at the cycle as well with that 3-4 energy. So that's pretty cool. Especially, with that graduation world card. So with this Four of Wands, though, this is the homecoming card. So there's a sense of really coming home to yourself, that you've gone through a situation where now you're finally able to tune into who you are and what you want in a way that maybe you weren't before. And so that's a really powerful thing to have in your wheelhouse this week. So really tune into it and use it and run with it, because it's here for you and it's possible for you. Now with that Three of Wands, this is really showing us that this moment for you, you're about to set sail. As you graduate, it's like this graduation is moving up with the world. And this could be travel too. This can be a travel card, and the world can be a travel card. So for some people, some Geminis this week might be some kind of traveling, even if it's just a small distance. There's a sense of travel, but there's also a sense of travel with the mind, travel with the body, travel in general, this kind of wandering. But also with this, it's sort of like you're ready to set sail into something new. I think that's a really big, powerful moment in this. And so it's like you've gone as far as you can where you are, and you're itching and ready to move off. So this week, Gemini, it could be preparing for that, figuring out what your next steps are, taking the time to map out what the future looks like for you in a positive way, and taking it and running with it, and rolling into something beautiful for yourself, because it's here for you and it's possible. So take the time to really tune into that. Anyway, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that's helpful, and I hope you have an excellent week ahead. So that was Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to move on now to, who comes after Gemini? Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're just going to do some shuffle. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Cancers expect this week? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here's one. Why do my Cancers always... Cancer. So many emotions. I love you. I love you, Cancers. Okay. What else? I need a little bit more. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, we'll take them both. Okay, Cancer. So, this week you got the King of Wands. King of Wands. So this week for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, passion is really in your wheelhouse this week. So tune into your dreams, tune into the things that you wish you could have, and catalyze that, catapult that forward for yourself this week, because there's some really powerful energy here with connecting to the dreams that you have and using that connection to catapult yourself forward. So really take this time to feel inspired. You have the Four of Cups here, which is telling us that the universe is trying to give you a gift and you don't see it. So you're really focused on a bunch of different things here that aren't necessarily going to give you the tools and that you have with this King of Wands. So it's sort of like, trust yourself, trust the universe, know that it's going to happen. You have the Two of Pentacles here, which is talking about juggling and balancing. And so, this week might be a little bit tough to juggle life, and you might feel like you have to do all the practical and that you can't really focus on the dream side of things. But, you're really being encouraged to really balance it out, do the things you have to do, obviously get those things done, but really carve out some time for yourself this week, Cancer, to focus in on the dreams. Because I think that with this Three of Swords energy here, it's a heartbreak card. I don't think it's necessarily heartbreak. I think what it is it's like, what's the heartbreak is coming from not tuning into really flowing towards your dreams and letting that flow into your life. And so it's sort of like you're being given the gift here, the universe, what you're not focused on, you're focused on the things that aren't working out, but really it's this beautiful energy of the universe and of the sun to come into your life this week and really tune into that, because you can make anything happen with that King of Wands. You know, he's this powerful manifester. He can create anything. And so with that, there's a sense that you can tune into his energy this week, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and let that catapult yourself forward in a way that's really positive and really capable. And so don't worry about how things don't work sometimes, because yeah, that's a part of life. Focus on the things that are working and the dreams that you do have, because I think the more that you do that, the more that you can let in that gift that the universe is giving you, and you don't have to focus on the things that the universe isn't giving you, because it doesn't matter, right? What matters is the gift that's here right now. And so I think, it's a juggle, but I think if you continue to do that juggle this week, Cancer, I think you're going to be really satisfied in the end of the week and really feeling as though you've tuned into the things that you love and the things that are possible for you, and letting that be your guide this week. Okay, Cancer, I hope that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week. We're going to move on to, who's next? Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Leo's Sun, Moon, and Rising signs expect for the week? Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm just going to shuffle these cards one more time. Okay, we've got Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Leo, what can I... Whoa, there it is. Okay, one more. Yeah, easy. Great. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oops. 10 of Cups. All right. Ultimate emotional fulfillment for my Leos this week. That's beautiful. So what does fulfillment mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? Because you have the... Wow. Oh, wow. You got you got power cards here, Leo. Okay. This is... Wow. Great week for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. This is amazing. Ultimate happiness is here for you in some capacity, right? And life is always a juggle. Life is always a continued growth and battle, and sometimes we're winning and sometimes we're losing, and sometimes winning and losing doesn't even matter or make sense or have to be anything. But I think for you this week, it's here. The happiness is possible for you. Ultimate happiness is here in your life. So how can you tune into that energy? Because it's ready and willing to come into your life right now. And you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is ultimate stability too. So this is like a power combo. These two cards, honestly, are kind of the best two cards in the entire tarot deck, in my opinion. They represent ultimate happiness and ultimate stability, and physical fulfillment and emotional fulfillment is a powerful combination to not only have all of your needs met, but to be happy about it and to feel like your everything is working out for you. So it can be small. Obviously, it doesn't have to be like you win the lottery this week, although maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not you, but obviously, take it as it resonates. But this could mean simply tuning into happiness, because happiness is here for us always. And stability is something that any of us can achieve. Even if it's not like billionaire status, we can all achieve stability in life. It's possible for us. It really is. Now, it's not always easy, but it is possible. And so I think this week for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings, this is really about tuning into that combination. And like, what do these things mean to you? With this justice here, it's like, you have this karmic justice coming back to you this week, which is great. It's like the positive things that you put out into the world are coming back, and they're here for you this week. And something about this week is a really powerful, wonderful energy for you of really tuning into all of the possibilities and allowing that to come in. So really, this is a beautiful, beautiful moment for you. Finally, we have the Queen of Swords. So, this comes from a sense of clarity, and it comes from not being afraid to walk away from things too. And so I think maybe that's a part of where this is coming from for you, is like, you weren't afraid to walk away from the things that didn't work out. And, sometimes that's a hard thing to do, and to accept when things are over, and to accept when things didn't happen, and all of those things. But I think that this week is not necessarily about that. It's more about understanding that you can make those tough choices, because ultimately what those tough choices lead to is this happiness that you're really trying to make happen for yourself, and that you deserve that happiness. You deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve to have your needs met. You deserve to have that ultimate stability. And so this is a moment for you to really let that in and tune into that energy and bring that forward into the world, because I think if you do that, it's going to be really positive and make you feel like anything's possible in a way that's really profound and deeply helpful for you. So anyway, that was for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and we are going to move on. Next up, we have Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Just going to shuffle the deck. And you can take what you need from these. You know, you don't have to follow these signs to get messages from this stuff. So whatever you want for this is just me reading for all of us. And I do with the zodiac signs because some people like to look at it that way. I have the pick a cards on my channel too because people like to look that way. But, you know, there's so many different ways to get messages, and you can take what you want and you can leave what doesn't work for you. And that's totally fine. That's what this is all about. It's not anything forced or anything like that. Use your discretion, use your discernment whenever you go to any kind of tarot reader, because ultimately you are in control of your life and it's all for you, right? Okay, so we have Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Virgos expect this week? We have the Three of Pentacles. So for Virgos, this is about building a really strong foundation. Something for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs this week is really allowing this incredibly powerful, strong foundation to come into your life. So what does that mean for you? It could be as simply as understanding that it's time to build that thing into your life, that the positive habits. This could be about building strong habits. But oftentimes, though, this is also about coming together with other people. So there could be something about networking for you this week. There could be something about finding like-minded colleagues. This could be working with your coworkers on some strong project. Whatever that means for you, though, this is really coming together with like-minded people to create something strong for the future, right? This is building something. This is the foundation level. So maybe you're planning something, Virgo, this week, and this is an excellent week for you to really start to set some concrete plans down for taking these actions for yourself. So next up, we have the Four of Cups. So this is also a moment for you, interesting, kind of like the Cancer got this too. The universe is giving you a gift with this too. So don't overthink it, right? If you're like, well, I didn't get the right thing and I didn't think this was it and it didn't look like how I was expecting and I didn't think it was going to be this and blah, 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 you know, all of these expectations you're putting on it. You're being encouraged not to hold any strong expectations and allow the universe to give you what it's trying to give you. So maybe this is a connection with people that you wouldn't have expected to build something with, but nonetheless, it might be an important connection for your future. So don't let your mind tell you what it has to be. Take the time and the steps and the energy to let it be whatever it is, and just open yourself up to, I'm open to whatever things need to be, and whatever that is good enough with me, you know, that kind of thing. Because I think that that's going to be really helpful in creating the foundations to allow whatever this is. Now you have the Knight of Wands, so there's real movement towards inspiration for you too, which is powerful. So this is really a week about working towards your dreams and working towards fulfillment in general, working towards a passionate sense of inspiration and inspired action. So whatever inspired actions you can take this week, I think this is a great week for doing that. You know, if you feel inspired to do something, you feel inspired to move, you feel inspired to act in any way towards a creative venture or a dream or something like that, this is an excellent, excellent time to take those steps and to make that happen. Finally, you have the Hermit, which is a little counterintuitive because I did see that networking and I did see connecting with others. So I think a big part of this week, and it could be, you know, one half of the week is one way and one half of the week is the other because, you know, time is like that. But as much as it is very important for you to meet with these like-minded people and build that networking connections, it is equally important for you to get some alone time and to process some stuff. So maybe you meet people and you connect and you deep dive, and then you go off on your own and you process and you connect and you figure things out a little bit more. You work on it a little bit more in your mind first. You figure out what's going to happen, all that kind of thing. And then you come back to it, right? So take that time alone too. It's really important. This week is about connecting with the right people and connecting with yourself and making sure that you're doing both of those things this week. So anyway, that was Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that was helpful. I hope you have an excellent week. It looks like you've got a really powerful one coming up. So that's great. Next up, we've got Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's just shuffle it. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Libras expect this week? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra, there we go. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I'm going to say one more. Libra, there we go. Okay. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what can you expect this week? What's happening for you? Four Cups common theme this week. We're all being encouraged to take some time to really understand what the universe is trying to give us and not hold hard onto expectations. So I think this is a big theme for everybody. I'll talk about this in the collective reading. But Libra, a big theme for all of us this week is to not hold so tightly to those expectations. The thought that something has to happen in a certain way, the thought that we need to make sure that things are happening in the way that we need it, and not allowing things to happen in the way that they need to happen, right? The universe is trying to give you a gift this week, Libra, and you're too focused on all the things that aren't working out. So the first bit of advice for you is to not hold on so hard to the way you think things are going to happen. Now you have the inspiration as well. This is another repeat card from a lot of people. So there's a sense that inspired action is really possible for yourself. Sorry about that. And so take the time that you need to tap into that inspired action and let that come out. There is a sense with this week for a lot of us here, and I'm sorry, I'm just looking up a reference real quick in my brain. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Okay, for one of these cards. So there's a sense here with this card for you that inspiration is possible for us this week. There's a sense that you can really bring in this inspired action and take the steps that you want to take towards your dreams this week. That's possible for you. It's here for you. There's real dreamy energy. There's real passion coming in this week for all of us. Now you have the Eight of Cups. So there is a sense, oh, wow. Oh, sorry. I just noticed you got the Wheel of Fortune too. And it's the first time I've seen it from this deck. It's so beautiful. We'll get to it. Now, with the Eight of Cups here, the Eight of Cups is walking away. It's walking away from the things that are no longer serving you and really understanding that you can walk away from the things that don't work because it is worth doing to find the beautiful things that want to come into your life. And so, you can walk away from the things that aren't here to find the things that are, finding the things that are really beautiful for you and that are possible. You can walk towards those dreams. It's here for you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, like fortune is definitely on your side this week, Libra. So take it and run with it. This beautiful fortunate energy. With the Wheel of Fortune card is so pretty with the Celtic knots and stuff. I love this deck. It's so pretty. But there's a sense here that fortune is in your favor this week. The wheel is turning towards you. And so take those steps. Take the steps you need to take. And don't feel as though you have to force your will onto it. Let it grow in how it needs to. And if it doesn't look the way that you thought it would, that's okay. Let it be whatever it is. And just let the universe take the lead here and follow along with the path that gets illuminated for you. Don't feel like you have to hack your own path through this. The universe is illuminating one for you. So be open-minded. Open-minded energy this week for you is going to really help you catapult with this fortune energy and really use that to move yourself forward. So anyway, Libra, I hope that was helpful, and we're going to move on. Next up is Scorpio. I'm going to shuffle this extra this time, though. Next up, we have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So if you're just tuning in, we're going through the zodiac signs here just to see what to expect for us this week. And then after that, we're going to move on to a collective reading. And then if there's anybody hanging out in the chat, I might open the window up for anybody to get a reading too. But we're going to look at Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect this week? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Scorpio. Whoa, running away. Okay. Anything else? Yep. Okay. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yep. Okay. It's so funny. There's some cards that just keep popping out no matter how much you shuffle. So there's some real common themes this week for all of us. And usually that's how it works out. I mean, we're made up of all of the zodiac signs. So this is really just one elaborate collective reading anyway. Scorpio, King of Wands is coming out for everybody. So you got it too. We'll just address that right away. For Scorpios, there really is a sense that this week it is possible for you to work towards your dreams in a really tangible, concrete way that feels fulfilling and feels possible. This is a really wonderful time for you to take inspired action and to move along your path on the way that you know you need to towards your inspirations and your dreams. Take those steps today. Take big leaps this week. This could be an excellent week for taking massive leaps towards your dreams. And the more that you do that, the more you're going to feel like, wow, things are really possible for me. Wow, things are really happening for me. Wow, wow, wow. You know, you're going to see results. So really take those steps, take that action towards the dream energy because it's here for you. Now, you have you have it a little bit extra here because you have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is all about moving. The movement that's happening here, the energy for you is towards passion. So this week is a very passionate moment for you to feel like wow, this is really happening. Wow, this is exciting. This is catalyzing towards adventure and wonder and possibility and creativity. And so this week is a really wonderful time for that. So take it as it's coming in and roll with it because it's here for you, it's possible, and it's open to you. Now, you have the Four of Swords. So for my Scorpios, you are being encouraged to make sure you're getting enough sleep and enough rest. So sometimes with this energy, I think this energy is really frenetic and really like caffeinated, almost like caffeine energy. So really don't go overboard here. You need to give yourself extra rest and extra sleep. Even if you're like, your teeth are chattering and you can't fall asleep, lay down in bed anyway in the dark and start dreaming, let yourself go. Maybe do some kind of meditation work this week too. If you feel like it's a little too much, if it almost is bordering on anxiety energy, take some time to slow down. Take some time to ground your energy, ground into the earth. Take that time because I think the more that you do that, the more that you're going to be able to hold these I don't know. This language isn't even mine, but it's coming in. Holding the light codes. That's what's coming to me. So I'm gonna roll with that language. But you're holding the signal. You're holding the signal this week. It's like it's really coming in, and it's like you're being asked to operate on a higher level. I don't want to just use buzzwords here, but the buzzword that's coming in is like operating on a higher frequency. But what does that actually mean? That means it's like more is being expected of you because there's like really powerful energies coming into your system this week. So take the time to rest and to calm and to bring it back down and to ground back into the earth. Any kind of grounding practices that you have would be very, very, very useful and helpful this week as you incorporate this powerful, passionate energy into existing. It feels like electricity. It's like electric, very electric energy coming in for you this week. Finally, we have the Queen of Swords. So you also are being encouraged to cut out anything that isn't working too. This is a great week, as this passion comes in and you have this energy and you have this like, wow, aha, and maybe inspiration. So you have ideas and inspiration to move on. That's gonna encourage you to cut out whatever isn't a part of that, what isn't aligned with that, and let that go and be okay with it. Be okay walking away from the things that aren't working out. It's all right. It's all right to do that. It's all right to take that time. And you're being almost giving the permission to take any time you need to walk away from anything. Okay, so Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week this week. We're going to move on. Who's after Scorpio? Sagittarius. All right, so Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're up next. I'm just going to shuffle the deck a few times. So we're just going to shuffle. We are at Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what can you expect this week? Okay, some repeat cards. As I've explained to others, we all kind of have a bunch of different signs in our charts. And so ultimately this kind of ends up becoming like a massive collective reading anyway, but different flavors for different people. So I definitely encourage you to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, however that means. We have moved into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what can you expect this week? Wheel of Fortune. So Fortune is on your side. One of the other cards got that too. I think it was Libra. The Wheel of Fortune is turning towards you this week. So take it and run with it. You're being given the tools and the ability to really have luck. This is a lucky week for you. You've got your lucky break here. So take it. Take that lucky break. What would you do if things worked out for you? What would you do? Take that step this week because it's going to be really fruitful. Now, you do have the Seven of Swords, which is an interesting thing. So sometimes that can talk about deceit and deception. Doesn't have to. I think it's sort of almost like it's reminding you that it's easy to deceive yourself, right? It's easy to lie to yourself and pretend like, no, things don't work out for me. No, I'm not lucky, right? So you're being encouraged not to have that mindset this week, right? Because this is the Wheel of Fortune's here. Luck is for you, but it's always, we can always derail whatever, right? So it's just almost like, don't derail this beautiful energy that's coming in for you. And not to say that you're going to do that, so don't be afraid of that. But it's just sort of saying, like, trust yourself here. Don't lie to yourself and pretend like you can't, because you can, right? This is a week of that. With the Justice card, positive karma is coming back to you this week. It's true. The Wheel of Fortune is turning towards you. So this is your time to shine. This is your moment. So really roll with that, Sagittarius. Take that energy and use it and harness it and channel it into your life. With the Page of Swords, this could be a great time to learn something new. New energy, new mindset, but also just being the student in something. So because this is a great time for you to be and to, you have this luck on your side, maybe it's time to learn something new that can be utilized in some other way. And that could be a part of where this deceiving yourself comes in too. Is sometimes we pretend like we know everything, and not like in a conceited way, but in a like, I already know that's not going to work. I already know that that's not for me. I already know that, without even actually giving it a real consideration. So this is sort of saying, well, no, actually be the student in your life a little bit this week and say, actually, I don't know. The students are curious. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want to learn. They know that they don't know enough. That's why they're students, right? They know that they're not there yet in the knowledge. So they humble themselves enough to go find a teacher to learn something. So either let life be your teacher this week or find a teacher in some capacity. But for my Sagittarius, this is a great moment for you to be curious about life, to think, you know what, I don't know everything. I don't know what's happening for me. And I'm open-minded enough to let whatever needs to come in, come in. So let yourself do that. Finally, you have the Knight of Cups. So the movement for you in this reading, the movement this week for you is movement towards emotional stability, emotional climate of emotional hope and love and possibility, and rolling towards emotional fulfillment, growing towards emotional fulfillment. So there's movement towards real fulfillment energy here this week. And it's really, I think it dies down to this energy of like not letting yourself deceive yourself into thinking that it's not possible for you, because it is, and it's here for you. Luck is on your side. Roll with it, run with it. It's beautiful. Take that luck and channel it into your life. So Sagittarius, I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on. I hope you have a great week. Okay, so next up, we've got Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let me just shuffle the deck a little bit. We've got some repeat cards, but usually that tends to happen in these readings. They end up being pretty large collective readings for everybody, but that's okay. I think that makes it really kind of nice. So ultimately, you can watch, honestly, you could watch this entire thing and take whatever you need from any of these signs, because we all have many of the signs incorporated into our birth charts, even beyond just the Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So this is just sort of like the world for everybody. But I like separating it this way because it gives us all a little bit of extra messages. So we've got Capricorn now. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Capricorns expect this week? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so Capricorn, what is up for you this week? All right, Capricorn, we've got, ooh, wow, okay, power energy. The first card that came out was the Justice card. So for Capricorns, you've got things coming back to you. Good, bad, not necessarily bad. Don't think of this as bad. But past actions are being reciprocated in this moment. And probably for the best, I would say, in your highest good. The only reason why I'm hesitant and not just saying it's totally amazing is just you have the Tower card. So, this week you might be seeing things shake in your physical life, right? It could be something coming seemingly out of nowhere, but with the Justice card, it's almost saying, it's not quite out of nowhere. So whatever that means for you, if things feel a little bit rocky, that's based on, you've taken steps in life and you are in this place right now. But it's not totally bad here. I think what it is it's actually you got some really wonderful cards. So there's some beauty and wonderful things coming in here. Don't be afraid. But you know, you do have the Four of Pentacles. So I think that you've been holding things a little bit too close. You've been hoarding your energy in a way that's probably, you know, for protection. But I think that now you're seeing the results of that hoarding where it's like, no, this is unsustainable. Like this is going to break out. So, you know, the Justice card is kind of here to remind you that, you know, if you hold yourself too close and you hold yourself too reserved, you're going to end up all alone and hiding in a corner, right? So, you know, this might be a week where you're like, the universe is like, you know, we're not going to let you hide in the corner anymore. It's time to come out there. And the reason why I have that is you have the Magician. So it's like, you don't need to hide in the corner. You can make whatever you need for yourself happen, and you can flow in any direction for yourself. So your life is yours. This moment is yours. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to hold back. It's like you're being encouraged to really go out there. Now, with the Empress card, you have new ideas and creativity being born into this world. So birth is here for you too. So for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is an excellent time for you to really catalyze your own energy to move forward and to bring this thing into the world, whatever that means to you. So, you know, take this Magician energy and use it and let it create possibilities in your life. And don't feel like you're stuck and that things can't happen and that things are not possible for you, because actually things are really quite possible for you. And it's just up to you to really tune into this energy of, let it happen. Let me make it happen. I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to hold back. I can put everything forward, put my best foot forward and move in it. And this week is giving you the tools to do that. So you're going to be given, whether you like it or not, with a tarot card, there's something coming in to say, no, you're a powerful manifestor. You can make anything happen. Don't feel like you can't. You know, this idea that you have to hold back, you don't have to hold back. Put it all out there. Put all your cards on the table. That's going to help you this week. Anyway, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on to Aquarius after I shuffle the deck. So we'll just do some shuffling. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs need to know this week? Let's see. One more. Aquarius. Here we go. Oh, many more. All right, Aquarius, you got a little bit of a longer reading. That's fine. Aquarius, what's up for you this week is ultimate emotional fulfillment, 10 of Cups. That's great. Some real happiness is here for you this week. So tune into it. You know, this is a great opportunity for you to feel like everything is possible. Anything can happen. Now, with this Five of Wands, there could be a bit of a battle you've been struggling with. There's a bit of this stuck energy, but with this ultimate emotional fulfillment coming in, it's almost saying like, it doesn't matter. So if there's anything happening this week where you feel like you're stuck in a stalemate with other people or with yourself, you're kind of being encouraged to ignore it. You're kind of being encouraged this week to be like, you know what? Is it bringing me joy? Right? Mario Kondo, your life or whatever her name was, right? If it's not bringing you joy, let it go. Right. So, you know, maybe there's a stalemate in some area of your life this week, but you know what? It doesn't matter because happiness is here for you. So how can you tune into that happiness energy and not let anything else matter? It doesn't matter. You have the Three of Cups too. So celebration as well. This is like a celebratory moment. Maybe you're finally coming out of a stuck place. You know, I think that that's quite possible. So it's sort of like, this is finally a moment for you to celebrate the fact that you've finally left some kind of stuck moment that you've been in. It's like that moment's over. Now it's time to celebrate and feel like, no, happiness is possible for me. Happiness is here for me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to meet with my friends this week and have a great time. You know, really socializing energy as well. This is like a really great time for socialization and getting out there with others. Now you have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups, double queens. Okay, double queens means powerful feminine energy here. This is a great receptive moment. Don't feel like you have to force yourself onto things or push your energy out into the world. This is a receptive moment for you. So receive the signs and synchronicities that are coming into your life. You're being asked to kind of be a little bit of a radio tuner this week, right? As Aquarius can be, you know, we're really kind of out there in a good way, you know, but really like tuned into the great beyond. This is a great week for like using that skill and catalyzing it forward. Now with these two queens here as well, we got Pentacles and we've got Cups. So it's almost like, you know, with the Pentacles here, there's real stability for you as well. And she's a sharing card. So it's like, especially with those Three of Cups too, it's like, this is a great week for sharing your energy in a way that's sustainable with other people, and like really letting yourself love others and be around others and be in this joy energy and this happiness energy with other people. With the Queen of Cups, it's also kind of saying that the more that you do that, the more that that's where this happiness comes in. I think this ultimate happiness is coming from these joyful relationships. There's something about real positive relationships being a part of your life this week, and encouraging you to make those connections and be with other people and be happy with others, and let that be a big part of your life this week. Now, we also have the Six of Swords, which is victory. Ultimately, no, that's not victory. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters this week as well. So I do think, you know, you're leaving behind that stuck energy and you're moving into a place of calm. Sometimes that can feel a little bit rocky. So just know you've got a powerful support structure out there to really tune into. You know, you've got lovely, wonderful people in your life. So let them help you out. Okay, Aquarius, I hope you have an excellent week. We're going to move on to Pisces. Last one. Okay, so Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising expect this week? Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, let's check it out. Pisces, what can my Pisces expect this week? Pisces, there's one. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There we go. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces. There we go. Okay, Pisces, what do you got going on? You got the Page of Cups. So, you know, I think that, you know, you're a student of your emotions. Ooh, the King of Cups too. So, powerful emotional connections this week. Pisces is a water sign. Really tuning into that water element this week, I think, is powerful for you. With these together, it's an interesting combination because it's sort of telling us that on one hand, you are a master of your emotional sphere, but on the other hand, you're still a student as well. You're still learning new things. So this week, you might be surprised at a new perspective possible for you this week and a new way of framing your emotional sphere where you learn something new. This is a great moment for you to refresh what you thought you already knew about yourself, and letting yourself be open-minded enough to be curious about whether that's the same anymore or whether there's changes happening for you. This is almost like there's real changing energy here for you to become from a different place. Now, you've got this sort of great moment for you this week as well, Pisces, of letting yourself jump into the future. There's a bright, beautiful new future that wants to come into your life, and it's just up to you on whether you're ready to take the plunge and really go out there and sail into the future of your life, or if you feel like you need to hold back still, if you feel a little bit like you're afraid to jump out there. So, you know, there really is a dichotomy with that King student energy and sort of like this fear jumping energy. There's a real balance, Pisces, this week for you. And those two fish, you know, that's the two fish. They represent the yin and the yang, you know, and you have that kind of thing going on here. So there's a sense, I think, for you of really asking yourself what it is that you need this week and tuning into it. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to jump into this next thing. But also, if you need to take a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra care for yourself to make sure that you feel safe and you feel stable before moving into the next thing, that's okay too, right? It's okay to do that, but don't hold back too hard, and don't be too afraid, because I think sometimes with the Four of Pentacles, we're holding on a little bit too tightly to those pentacles. We're hoarding our wealth a little bit too much. We're afraid of the outside world a little bit too much. So this is sort of like really asking you to think about what part of that balance you're in right now. And if you feel like you are doing that a little bit too much, if you're a little bit too reserved, if you're a little bit too away from the world, this might be a great moment for you to be ready to step out. And there could be real big parts of your soul that are ready to do that stepping out energy. So take it and do it if you need it. It's beautiful. Okay, Pisces, I hope that that's helpful. And we're going to move on to the collective. So let's see, what does the collective need to know this week? Some messages we got before. I got some messages about inspiration. I think that inspiration's big for all of us this week. So something about this week is really creative, really possible, really inspiring. So take that energy and run with it. I didn't look at where the moon is this week. I don't think it's anywhere powerful. I think we're in between a new moon and a full moon this week. So what are we at? We're at a waxing gibbous. Yeah, we're at a waxing gibbous right now. So that means that we're moving towards the full moon. We're not there yet this week, though. I don't believe. There might be a full moon by the end of the week. I'm not entirely certain. I don't have it on this calendar. I don't know. You take a look at your own moon cycles. But at the moment, though, there's something about creativity coming in here. Now, ultimately, for us this week, yeah, that Queen of Wands energy, inspiration. Taking inspired action is big this week, and being open to whatever creative things are coming in. She always plays music, Queen of Wands. So music could mean something, inspiration, the music of the spheres, tuning into that. Seven of Swords, this came in for Sagittarius. I think that there's a bit of thing to highlight for the whole group of not letting yourself deceive yourself into thinking that things aren't possible. That's a really big, powerful theme. And it's, I'm definitely like a positive thinking kind of a person, but sometimes that can feel really cheesy for some people, which I totally understand. But ultimately though, your frame of reference is really important. And if you tell yourself you can't do something, then you can't. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's just where reality is. If you tell yourself you can do it, that doesn't necessarily mean that ultimately you would be able to do it, but it's certainly the first step, right? It's certainly first step. If you don't believe you can do something, you're never going to do it. And if you want to do something, you got to believe you can, because it's the only way it's going to happen. And, you might fall on your face 25 times before you make it to where you're trying to go. And that's not easy. It's not easy to get up that 23rd time, the 23rd in particular. Think about it. You're almost there, but you don't know that. And it's been 23 times you've fallen on your face, and you get up and then you do it again. And it's the 24th time, and then you do it again and then you make it, right? Like, obviously that's a metaphor, but that's kind of the thing. And so it's sort of like we really are being encouraged this week, all of us, to not think that it's impossible, right? We're being encouraged to keep getting up. And that's not always easy. And, sometimes getting up doesn't look like pretending like the falling didn't hurt. Or, sometimes getting up means laying on the ground for a long time or until you get your bearings. But, then you get back up and you keep doing it. And you get, as a student of falling on your face, it's not fun. I get it. But I think ultimately, don't pretend like you can't, because you can. You can. You wouldn't keep getting back up if you didn't know it was possible, right? You wouldn't. And if you give up, you're never going to make it. And so there's just a real importance here to not let those voices keep us down, because screw them. You're better than that. You know more than that. You do. And you don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to that nagging, because a lot of times, I was watching a TikTok recently that really resonated with me. But the idea that a lot of that criticism, it comes from the outside world, that someone in your life maybe failed you a little bit and put a message. And it doesn't have to be a family member. Like, it could be anything from the outside world. It's society in general. It's freaking reality TV and all the crap from the early 2000s for me. Oh my God, what a toxic time, I mean, a great time too in certain ways, but I mean, you go back and watch those interviews with Britney Spears or whatever, you read the tabloids about Britney Spears in 1999, and you're like, oh my God, like ugh, that's society, you know, and it's not probably not even better now. We're just in that because it's current. But, you know, it's like society is constantly and continuously putting us down. And we internalize that script and we use that to rip ourselves to shreds. And it's not fair to ourselves, you know? So it's like, don't let that little gremlin get you this week, because you don't have to listen to that voice. You don't have to listen to it. It's true. Now we have the Three of Pentacles. So another thing is like a real strong emphasis. This came out in a few piles of connecting with like-minded people and really finding the people and the community that feel similar to you and letting that be a catalyst towards building something powerful. I think we're all being asked, especially, you know, if you're coming to this reading, a part of you is a part of this community that I'm a part of. Beyond just the tarot YouTube community, I mean the spiritual human community on this planet, you know. However, part of that you feel inspired to identify with, if you're here right now, you're a part of that community in some aspect. And we're really being called right now. We're being called to turn on. So turn it on this week and really put yourself out into the world. That's what I'm doing right now, and for better or worse. I'm happy to be doing it, but don't hold back. Don't hold back. That came out for view cards too. You know, don't feel like you have to hold yourself away from the world, even if you feel stupid. Put it out there, because people need to hear you. People need to see you. People need to connect with you. They need to connect with this energy, and we need to bring it into the world. And so you're being asked to bring this energy into the world and find other people who are doing it too, and to build it with them. If we build it, they will come, right? So this is a real important message for the community this week is put yourself out there, find like-minded people, build something together, put the love into the world. We have to put the love into the world, because there's so much fear, and the fear is rising all the time. But they're sure, as loving, creative human beings, spiritually aware as you are, that we just need to be present, and we need to show ourselves to the world to say, like, no, this is humanity. Humanity doesn't have to be just fear-based. We can be this powerful, loving community together and show that that power is possible and capable and out there and here. So you're being called to do that. We're all being called to do that. I'm being called to do that too. I'm putting more of this stuff into the world every day, right? So Eight of Cups. Yeah, walk away from anything that's not working out. You know, this came up a lot too. All these cards have come out in all of these readings. So that's a good sign, right? It's a good sign that we're on the same page. But if things aren't right in your life, and this doesn't mean, as an aside, I'm not telling you to throw your whole life away here, but parts of your life, you know, you're ready to move on from. And this is the week to start taking those steps, even if it's just a small step. You know, build in the life that you want for yourself. Build it into your life. It can take small, tiny steps to make it happen, but we're being asked to start really moving, really move. Even if it's a small step, one tiny step at a time, take the action. Don't keep it up in the head, right? Bring it into the world. Bring it into the world. It's important. Finally, Five of Swords. So yeah, you know, sometimes this can feel lonely when we know we got to walk away from something and we got to disconnect from something, and it's a sad thing. It can be bittersweet. So be there for yourself. Show yourself compassion. Know that you are a wonderful human being, and tell yourself that. It's important. Anyway, collective, that's it for me. There's nobody in the chat, so I'm going to call it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have an excellent week. There are so many pick a card readings coming. I apologize. Somehow the entire week got away from me last week, and I didn't post any pick a cards. So I apologize. I've got shorts coming again, too. I don't know. With the shorts, they're important. I mean, it's been a wonderful tool for channel growth, so I got to keep them coming. So I will. There'll be plenty more shorts coming. I don't know. I've been doing the highly polished edited ones are great, but it takes so much work. And I'm starting to put way more work into the pick-a-cards because I've noticed that that has been gaining far more traction than me just making a really quick pick-a-card reading. And I think that's good. So I want to up the production quality as much as possible to get a really great product out to people and make something that people really want. So there's going to be that coming. It just takes time. It takes so much time to edit and stuff. And I'll be doing that. I love doing it. It's just with my work schedule, it's a little bit challenging, but I'm committing to it. And this channel is my business. This will be my business in 3 months' time. I'm manifesting that this will be the way that I pay my entire income, and I will make a lot. See, that's that little thumbs up. It's happening. I'm telling you right now, because I am catapulting it into this universe, whether you're hearing me or not. It's coming. It's coming. So that being said, as well, since I'm just kind of advertising the channel here, giving you everything, I will be doing private readings again. Those will be coming up, I believe, in December. So by the end of December, maybe even the beginning of December, somewhere like mid-December, I will be doing probably some massive giveaways and some exciting giveaways. Again, I've done that in the past on this channel to celebrate the return of private readings from Juno Drama Intuitive Arts, as well as more things in the future. I'm going to put up a poll as well. I'm considering the idea of doing a tarot training class because I think people would like that, as well as just a simple tarot training series on the channel once I get more settled and established in moving back to America, which is happening for me in December. So that being said, that's it for me this week. Tell me what you want. Leave me a comment if you made it this far. Okay. Love you. Bye.